Welcome, Husker Nation, to the Carriker Chronicles, and today I'm going to be giving you the good, the bad, and the ugly from the Ohio State game. And yes, there was some good, but I'm going to start out with the bad. The bad is they laid the smackdown on us. They stomped a mud hole in us and they walked it dry. They took us out behind the woodshed and they gave us an old-fashioned whooping. You know, something that you used to be able to do in America. Now, I've got a lot of stats here, so I'm going to rattle them off pretty quickly. If you want to look at them more in depth, check out the transcript version of the Carriker Chronicles. But here they are. First downs, Ohio State had 34, Nebraska had 9. Rush yards, Ohio State had 238 rush yards, Nebraska had 78. Ohio State averaged just under 6 yards per rush, Nebraska averaged just over 3 yards per rush. Pass yards, Ohio State had 352 pass yards, Nebraska had 126. The Buckeyes completed 73% of their passes, Nebraska completed 7% of theirs. Ohio State, total yards, they had 590, Nebraska had 204. Ohio State ran 86 plays and averaged 7 yards per play. Nebraska ran 57 plays and averaged half of what Ohio State did at 3.5 yards per play. The time of possession also favored Ohio State almost 2-1. Now, I know some people were getting upset with Urban Meyer for running up the score on us, but personally, I feel like we should be more concerned about running the football. The offensive line did not play very well in this football game, and it doesn't help when you have guys like Farmer, Gates, and Neville, who are heavy contributors, who are severely banged up along the offensive line. But let me give you some more stats. Running between the tackles against Purdue, we had a total of 60 yards with no touchdowns. Running between the tackles against Wisconsin, 55 yards with no touchdowns. I thought this was Nebraska. I thought we ran the football, and I understand Mike Riley's offense is a little bit different, but in my opinion, we need to get back to running the ball, and that's the first thing that needs to be addressed on the offensive side of the football going forward. Now, when Tommy Armstrong went out of the game and Riker Fife came in, and let's give Riker a little bit of slack, if you will. He's only started one game last year against Purdue, and so far this year he was only 2 of 5 passing on the season coming in. And honestly, up until that point, Tommy hadn't played all that great. Neither quarterback got a whole lot of time to throw the ball. The offensive line wasn't pass protecting very well either, but we just didn't get a whole lot of great quarterback play throughout this game. Now, defensively, I saw quite a few missed tackles, and I saw a lot of opportunities to get off the field on third down that we did not take advantage of, especially early in the football game, which is how Ohio State was able to extend that lead so big, so fast early on in the first half. In fact, I saw a couple plays in the game, but one sticks out in my mind on a just basic zone read. One of our defensive ends ended up on the other side of the other defensive end, and I'm not sure how that entirely happens, but Ohio State didn't do anything fancy. They just beat us at the basics of a football game. So that was the bad. Here is the ugly, in my opinion, the ugly. This is another bad loss against a top team. It's another reminder that we're not there yet. It's a reminder of how far we have to go yet. And also, it's another bad loss on the national stage. We're fighting this battle of trying to change the perception of Nebraska nationally and earn respect, especially trying to be perceived as an elite top program. And this was a step backwards, unfortunately. Now, Kirk Herbstreit has been kinder to us lately, but there have been times this year when he was hard on us. And the game day crew has laughed at us in the past. And it's almost like they were justified after what happened tonight. They were kind of proven right. But at least we proved Vegas wrong. They said we were going to lose by 17. And I even got mad at them. And then we lost by 59. So at least we proved them wrong, unfortunately. But I will say this. My predictions this year have typically been fairly accurate for the most part. If you go back and check them out, they're usually pretty spot on. So I guess this is my mulligan for the season. But if you saw this 59-point loss coming, 59 points, then you need to hit me up so I can give you my money so we can invest and make more money together. I will say this, I don't think the Mike Riley and the coaching staff watched my Carriker Chronicles last week. Otherwise, this game would have turned out a lot different. I'm joking. Kind of. Now, here's the good from the game. The good is, number one, the sun came up today. I'm not sure how, but it did. Number two, Tommy Armstrong appears okay and he appears healthy. Now, I'm recording this video after the Ohio State game late at night, so I don't know what his status will be for the upcoming game Saturday against Minnesota, but just as far as being a human being, he appears okay and healthy, and that's the primary important part to know going forward. Number three, Ohio State honoring Sam Foltz. Now, several teams have honored Sam Foltz so far this year, and I haven't talked about it for a while, but some things are bigger than the game of football. It was cool to watch their marching band spell out SF-27 during their halftime performance. they gave the helmet with the 27 stickers on it. I just thought that was cool. I hadn't spoken about it for a while, and it's bigger than the game of football. Number 4, this game is over. For the love of all that is holy, this game is over. And if you look at the rest of our schedule, I don't see us getting blown out like this again. Thank goodness. Now, if you look at the rest of our schedule, we're probably going to be favored to win the rest of the games during the regular season. Maybe we win them, maybe we don't. But there's a very good chance, I believe, we could end up 10-2 this season. And had you told me before the season we could be 10-2, I would have said, I'll take it. And I even wrote down hashtag perspective in my notes. That's right. I use hashtags in my notes and in my text. That's what the world has come to. But keep this game in perspective. Check out my Tuesday video. I will be giving an update on possible Nebraska bowl games. Always do what the shirt says. Show big strength. Go big red. And always remember to throw the bones.